2 days back in the United States and 2 days back at work. I went straight back to work and straight back to work. Oh no, it cut out. And so far I have survived. I am feeling better. Yesterday I was very jet lagged at work and I just was like, why did I sign up for this? What was I thinking? Sometimes I forget that I do have a 5-year-old and that if he's jet lagged, I'm going to be jet lagged too because he's going to wake me up. He woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday. But I still made it. I made it through a whole day of work and I'm halfway done with my second day back at work. And then it's the weekend. I'm really excited for this weekend because I'm going to take the kiddo to go hang out with some friends that we haven't seen for 2 months since we've been traveling. And then we're going to go to some Pride events, or I am. I think I'm going to take a me day on Sunday, and it's going to be my first me day since traveling with my son for 2 months straight and just being the two of us. So I'm really looking forward to the weekend. What about all of you? What are you going to do this weekend? How are you feeling? How are you doing? How have you been? I did go live I think it was 2 weeks ago, which again is fairly new for me because I'm usually live on the abuse stuff. And so yeah, we're doing a queer softball game. Oh my goodness, that sounds so fun. I have been wanting to go to a queer sporting event type thing. We don't have that much where we live, but there's or there was before COVID. I don't know. I haven't checked into it. A roller derby team, which I'm assuming has a lot of queer people in it. I'm gonna just make a stereotypical judgment there. But I'm not really super involved in the community. But like I said, just got back from traveling, catching back up with local friends, and one of my friends was I was like, hey, I'm gonna come to town this weekend, and she's like, it's Pride this weekend, so we're gonna get together and we're gonna go do some stuff, and hopefully it's fun. Pride, I didn't do anything for it this year. I did on accident, Kat. I don't know if you saw this, but when my son and I were in Spain, I probably should have guessed. We were in a big city during Pride, so I probably should have guessed and looked and been ready for it. But we were walking back home one night and I heard drums and we accidentally went to a Pride parade. No, I don't know why I quoted it. We accidentally went to a Pride parade. And it was so fun and my son loved it. He just was so happy and he was like, everyone's so happy. This is my favorite parade. Is there going to be another parade? And I was like, I wish. But it was my first Pride event as an out queer person. I had interpreted a Pride rally before a parade when I lived in Boise, Idaho, but I was married to a man at that time and was like, I'm such a good ally. Didn't know that I was gay. And then I came out and I was in an abusive relationship and my abuser never wanted to do anything Pride related. So I never did. And I've been feeling since I left that relationship and feeling very disconnected as a queer person. So it's kind of nice to accidentally go to Pride and be like, oh, I was just so emotional. I was like, oh my God, I love everybody. I love gay people. It was so beautiful, the Pride parade in Sevilla. And it was in my favorite place. It was very special. And my son was there and they kept handing him cans of Fanta and squirt guns and just random gay stuff. And he was just so happy. But yeah, I'm excited for the parade. Although I feel like it probably won't be as cool as the one in Sevilla, but it'll be okay. Farmers market, that's awesome. I haven't been to a farmers market in a while. I think I'll probably go one of the next couple weekends because it's nice to go in Washington, obviously in the summertime when it's not disgusting out. So it's something to do. When you go to the farmers market, what do you usually go for? Are you getting produce? Are you getting flowers? What are you going after? I'm glad y'all got to see it. Me too. It was really special. I wish that I could have gotten videos and pictures and things like that because it was so special. My phone died right when we got there, so I didn't get any pictures or videos, which again is a little bit disappointing. But I old me would have been really frustrated. I would get really agitated when things would go wrong. But new me was you know what? Just enjoy this time. Journal about it. Remember this time with your kid. Get present. Instead of being this in the crowd, be this in the crowd and wave to the people and make eye contact and smile. And especially as someone who doesn't quote unquote look gay, I was like, be in it, just be in it, just be happy. And one of the people on one of the floats gave me silver, like sparkly, like the person just had like a tube of like face glitter, and they gave me a bunch, and I was like, yay. And I put some on my kid's face, and we were just like, we're sparkly now, put it on my arms. It was really fun. Okay, hold on, I missed something. Leave for Melbourne holiday tomorrow, 8-hour drive away. I hope you have so much fun. I don't know if you're still in here, but how much time are you going to be there? Also, I just realized that you sent me a video the other day on WhatsApp, and I never watched it because it was like while I was traveling, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, ooh. And I'm just going to say this to everybody right now. Like, my phone is working right now, but I have had such a hard time with my phone. I think it's on the fritz because it keeps getting full, and then I'll delete hundreds of pictures and videos, and then I'll take 5, and it'll tell me it's full again. Like, hundreds of pictures and videos, it'll be like, okay, you're cool. Take 5 pictures, and it's like, it's full again. There's no more apps I can delete. There's no more whatever I can delete. So I'm having a lot of trouble with, like, even like my family. Someone will text me, and I'll be like, oh, yay. And it'll be like, you can't use WhatsApp right now. And then I'll go and circle back, and I never see the thing that they send me. So it's been really hard. Is it time for an upgrade? I think it might be. I think it might be because I was like, well, I just have too many pictures and videos, but I've literally deleted hundreds. And yes, I took more while I was traveling because I'm traveling with my son and I want to take all the pictures, but it, I think, is ready to be done. And sometimes the screen doesn't work anymore, but I think it's to protect. Anyway, I probably should get a new one at some point. How is my battery low? I was charging this thing. Anyway, produce, flowers, locally roasted coffee beans, the best cookies, pastries. I love it. That sounds like a really good time. Hello, good morning. Yeah, the farmer's market just feels good. It's hard because it's really expensive where I live. I don't know how it is where you live, but it kind of like takes away from the joy when you're like, this is so much more expensive than like when it's like obviously like you're happy to pay more because of like the experience and because it's like locally grown and fresh and organic and like handmade. And so yes, but where I live, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So I don't go to the farmer's market that much, but when I do, it's very special. 9 nights with kiddos. I never expect you to, especially while traveling. Thank you so much. I know I really appreciate the people who understand one, how my brain works, and two, like, when you're like, you're not always gonna be able to respond. And I love that y'all understand that. But I do always appreciate everything you send me. And I love hearing like your updates and I try to respond, but I'm in Florida, so it's much more affordable than a grocery store. That's awesome. I've never been to a farmer's market. Put it on your to-do list. Greetings from Spain. Hi, what part of Spain are you in? I was just there. Cool. I charged my laptop before I came on my break, and it's already like gonna die. And I didn't charge my phone, so my phone is about to die too. So we're just doing great. But you know what? That's okay. My to-do list is mouth long. I'm uncultured. You are so uncultured. Reading 18. Reading 18. My computer's not really being that nice to me either, so. Just rub it in, Miss World Traveler. I know, I'm so pretentious. I'm just kidding. It's really weird because I really try not to be like, I mean, I'm not like a travel influencer or anything like that. I just share what like my life is doing. Um, but I try not to be one of those people who's just like, yeah, I just like travel and I have a yacht and like I just am always whatever. But I love talking about my experiences and I really hope to like inspire people with what I share and like traveling with kids, like you can do it, all that stuff. It really is a fine line with social media. One of the things that I really like feared when I started my trip, I actually made a TikTok when I was in Denmark. And I never posted it, but it was like I am here and I'm posting all this travel stuff and I'm sharing everything I like and everything we eat and everything we do. And I'm afraid that people are going to see me as one of those people who's just like, I don't know. Also, like, I don't know, whatever. It's a weird feeling, and I think it's because I grew up poor, and I am not like I'm not wealthy, and like I don't get paid to travel, and I don't get paid to stay in all these places. Anyway, all that stuff. And I was like, I don't want to be like, there's nothing wrong with anything that any of those people are doing. I love what they're doing and great for them. But I was like, I'm not that person. I'm like work really hard to travel with my son um and I want you to know that like you can do it too. Um I don't know, like if you want, if you really want, I don't know, I'm trying to explain myself, but it's kind of hard. It's hard to describe. I don't think that anyone that is a true follower of yours or anyone that knows you doesn't think that I yeah, I think you're right. I think that most of the people that follow me are happy for me and like maybe they have some questions like how do you like, because when I travel for a long time. um but everyone's been so supportive, so I'm thankful for that. Is anybody okay? There's only four of us in here right now. Who else is on Threads? Has anyone downloaded Threads yet? I did. At first I wasn't going to because I was like it's just another app, and this happens like from time to time whenever people feel like a current platform is going to go away. Like when people think TikTok's going to get taken away, everyone's like, oh my gosh, we're going to go to this random platform that doesn't really take off. Twitter's not doing great. So everyone, like, I just was like, oh, well, the whole Twitter situation. And it's probably like this. I don't want another app. And then I looked it up and I saw that it was through Instagram. And I was like, okay, fine. His Instagram is my favorite app. And it is like, it's really cool. It's like, it is a lot like Twitter, but it's through Instagram. So you just set it up, connect it to your Instagram account, and it's a text app, but you can share stuff. It is very similar to Twitter, but I like the vibe. I don't know. I'm on day two. Ugh, my phone. I signed up yesterday, and so far I like it, but we will see. Because I do like I share a lot of my Instagram stories, but I do like the setup, like the concept of like a text app, because you can share as often as you want and it's not necessarily overwhelming because it's just like short little blurbs of your life versus like if I share a lot in my stories, which sometimes I do, like we had a big day traveling, or maybe me and kiddo like did a bunch of special stuff on a Saturday or something. Or maybe like I used to when I was first left my abuser and I was healing, like I would come on and I would tell stories of things that I remembered. And it can get like really like you're like, I would love to watch this, but I don't have time for this because it's a lot. So I kind of like that. TikTok should be your favorite app. It's where we met. I agree. With TikTok, it for me, it's like this. I pretty much have always liked Instagram. Um, since I first got it, I got Instagram when it first came out, like 2010 or 2011 or something. Like I had a friend from high school who was like, "Hey, you should get this app," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then me and my little boyfriend at the time, hi Ben, had it, and we would like post. We were both like, like we would go on walks together, like in Scotland, and we would take pictures and post them because it was when Instagram was just like just pictures. And I ended up finding a really cool like photography community on Instagram. Like I don't know if y'all were around back then, but like I've always loved Instagram, and I have like the changes that have like come through Instagram and stuff. Obviously, it's always like an adjustment, but I really do like Instagram. TikTok, I like to. And I like the community I have there. But yeah, I'm not feeling TikTok as much as I used to, but a lot has happened since I joined. Yeah, I agree. It's been quite a journey with TikTok, and I don't know, like because of the changes that have been in my life for the past couple of years have been massive. So it's like when I first got TikTok, we were in the pandemic, like the pandemic had just started. I was in an abusive relationship. Um, it was around that time that we started going to couples therapy because when the pandemic hit, I was like, if we it was my fault, which sucks. I was the one who was like, we should go to therapy. I was like, this relationship is absolutely horrible. And if we don't go to therapy, we're not going to make it through this lockdown that we're getting into. Because there's when people were starting to be like, this is going to last for a while. And so we started therapy together. But like I was on TikTok, I was just posting random stuff when I first started. Whereas on Instagram, I was posting about like my life with, if you don't know, it was called A Boy and His Mom. So it was like my son, my partner, co-parenting with his dad, coming out late in life and all that stuff. But anyway, with TikTok, like it's just been such massive changes because I was just kind of like hanging out. And then all of a sudden it was abuse stuff and it was all abuse stuff. And my account took off because of the birthday video, Instagram too. It was all abuse stuff. And then now I don't really want to see that much abuse stuff on platforms. And I don't want to see that much queer stuff. For a while I was like eating queer stuff for breakfast. I like really needed to see the queer community and queer content and all that stuff because I felt very lonely as a queer person, which is why I was creating that. And then I felt very alone in my abuse